There is a phase in life that feels like the end of everything. It does not arrive with warning. It does not ask permission. It comes quietly, sometimes disguised as loss, betrayal, failure, illness, heartbreak, or exhaustion. And when it arrives, it dismantles the version of you that once felt certain about the world. This is what many call the darkest phase. But psychology tells a different story. What feels like destruction is often reorganization. What feels like collapse is often reconstruction. And what feels like the end is often the beginning of psychological transformation. Carl Jung once said, "No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell." Jung understood something most people resist. Growth requires descent. Expansion requires confrontation. You cannot become more without first facing what you have been avoiding. The darkest phase is not punishment. It is initiation. When your life falls apart, your nervous system goes into survival mode. The amygdala becomes hyperactive. Cortisol floods your bloodstream. You feel anxious, irritable, overwhelmed. Your brain is scanning for danger everywhere. This biological response is not weakness, it is protection. But here is what is fascinating. Prolonged adversity also activates neuroplasticity. When old structures no longer work, the brain is forced to reorganize. New neural pathways begin forming. You are literally being rewired. Pain destabilizes you. But instability is the precondition for change. Think about how identity works. Most people build their identity around roles. The successful one, the strong one, the caretaker, the achiever, the good partner, the dependable friend. When your darkest phase hits, those roles crumble. You lose the job, the relationship ends, the dream collapses. The people you trusted disappoint you. Suddenly, the identity you clung to no longer fits. This is terrifying, because when the ego dissolves, it feels like death. But psychologically, it is ego reorganization. It is the shedding of a false self. It is the breaking down of a structure that was too rigid to evolve. Friedrich Nietzsche wrote, "One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star." Chaos is not the opposite of growth. It is the soil of growth. Your darkest phase strips away illusions. You begin to see where you were people-pleasing, where you tolerated disrespect, where you ignored red flags, where you betrayed your own boundaries, where you lived according to expectation instead of truth. Pain sharpens perception. Suddenly, what once felt acceptable now feels unbearable. This is not bitterness. This is awakening. Psychologists call this post-traumatic growth. It is a well-documented phenomenon where individuals who endure significant adversity often report increased personal strength, deeper relationships, greater appreciation for life, and clearer priorities. But growth does not happen automatically. It happens when suffering is processed rather than avoided. Most people attempt to numb their darkest phase. They distract themselves. They overwork. They scroll endlessly. They jump into rebound relationships. They suppress their grief. Avoidance delays transformation. Søren Kierkegaard once wrote that anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. When your old life collapses, you are forced into freedom. You can no longer live on autopilot. That freedom feels terrifying at first, because with freedom comes responsibility. You can no longer blame circumstances. The darkest phase demands maturity. Who are you without applause? Who are you without attachment? Who are you when everything you depended on is gone? These questions are not meant to destroy you. There is a psychological shift that happens during profound struggle. Your external focus turns inward. You stop trying to control others, and with awareness comes power. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust, wrote, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Frankl understood that meaning can be extracted from suffering. During your darkest phase, you begin to reassess what truly matters. Superficial goals lose their appeal. Status becomes less impressive. External validation feels hollow. Alignment happens when your actions match your values. When you stop living for image and start living for truth. When you prioritize peace over popularity. Because you are not just releasing people or situations, you are releasing versions of yourself. The hopeful version, the naive version, the dependent version, the one who believed certain things would last forever. During this time, many people feel isolated. They withdraw socially. They question their relationships. They feel misunderstood. Because not everyone is meant to accompany you into your next chapter. Your tolerance for superficiality decreases. Conversations that once entertained you now exhaust you. Dark phases also reveal resilience you did not know you possessed. Every time you wake up, despite heaviness, every time you resist unhealthy coping mechanisms, every time you choose integrity over impulse, you strengthen your trust. There is also a neurological phenomenon called stress inoculation. Moderate levels of stress, when processed effectively, increase future resilience. Your threshold expands. The problems that once shattered you now challenge you. The darkest phase does not feel noble while you are inside it. It feels disorienting. It feels unfair. Time moves differently when you are struggling. Days feel heavy. Nights feel longer. Your thoughts loop. Doubt whispers constantly. But here is what is crucial. Thoughts are not facts. Your mind, under stress, defaults to negativity bias. It anticipates worst-case scenarios. It exaggerates failure. Instead of believing every thought, you begin observing them. There is also something else happening beneath the surface. Holding resentment keeps your nervous system activated. It prolongs stress. It anchors you